Hi guys, it's Jess, welcome back to my channel, and today this video is going to be all about my December TBR. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, and November was not the best month for me in terms of reading. I got very poorly for 2 weeks, which meant that I was just too physically and mentally drained to pick up a book and read anything. And most of the books that I have read in November haven't really meshed with me that well. They weren't really anything special, and so I've been in a bit of a slumpy mood and I have been doing everything other than reading. So in December I am just going to try and take it easy on myself. I have a whole list of books that I would have liked to have finished by the end of 2019, but that list is just unrealistic. So I have given myself 3 books that I definitely want to read this month before the year is out, and I'm going to talk about them now for you. So the first book on that list is my number 1 priority, and that is The Toll by Neil Shusterman. You guys know how much I have been wanting to read this book. The Arc of the Scythe trilogy has been one of my favourite series to read this year. The first 2 books were absolutely amazing. Scythe was my first 5-star book of the year. I couldn't put it down. It absolutely took all of my expectations and blew them out of the water, and I am very hyped to get into this. I was hoping to read it last month, but I never got round to it because of reasons. So December is gonna be the month that I get to this. Can't really tell you what it's about without spoiling the first 2 books for you, but it's set in a dystopian world, or in this case a utopia, where natural death doesn't exist. People can't die from natural causes anymore. People can't die in accidents. They can't die from diseases or illness. The only way they can die is if they are killed or gleaned, in this case by a scythe. And scythes do this to help keep the Earth's population in check. Death is not something that I have seen directly and brutally addressed in this way in young adult fantasy. It's very refreshing. It's a very unique take on a utopian slash dystopian kind of world, and I think Neil Shusterman is an absolute genius, and I absolutely can't wait to read this. The next book that I would love to read before 2019 is over, and that is Leviathan Wakes by James A. Corey. This is a book that I have owned since the start of this year. My cousin is a big fan of these books, and he loves the Netflix series that it is based off. I think it's called The Expanse, but I'm not 100% certain, so I will look that up and I will put a bit of text on the screen or something to confirm that. This is a sci-fi, it's a space opera I think as well, I'm not sure, but this is the first book in a whole host of other books that make up the series called The Expanse, and it's set in a time when humanity has pretty much colonised most of the solar system. There are humans living on the moon, there's humans living on Mars, and there's humans living amongst the asteroid belt and in spaceships, etc. It's very political. It's centred around a war, I think, and there's this guy who's on a mission to extract something, I'm not really sure, from Saturn's rings, and he ends up discovering a derelict ship that holds a secret that he didn't want to find out. The secret is basically that something's waiting to kill everybody, and that sets the tone for the rest of the story. My cousin recommended this to me, and he sent me this copy at the start of February of this year, and I'm so ashamed that I haven't read it yet, because I know that he is dying for me to read it and tell him what I think of it. So I'm planning to read this month. It's not too heavy in terms of volume, but sci-fi is one of those genres that I struggle to get into sometimes if there's a lot going on, which this definitely does have, but I'm gonna give it a go and I'm gonna see if I like it or not. And then the third book that I picked for December is One Day in December by Josie Silver, and obviously it's coming up to Christmas. I needed something Christmassy to get me in the festive spirit of things. This book, I feel, is definitely going to do that. It's a contemporary romance, and it's not one of my favourite genres, if I'm honest. I don't read a lot of romance, and I don't read a lot of contemporary, and most of it that I do read I just find really cliched and boring and predictable. But after being in such a slumpy reading mood, I need something that's going to be quite happy and quite easy to read, and I've heard that this book is definitely that. I know that it's very, very popular when it came out last year. I've seen it floating about on the internet quite a lot. Again, I don't really know what it's about, but I know that it's about a girl called Laurie who is sitting on a bus one day, and through the misty windows she sees this man that she has taken quite a fancy to, but then after that day she never sees him again until a year later when she goes to her friend's party, and her friend introduces her to a guy that she knows, and that guy turns out to be the man that she saw on the bus, and this whole relationship develops from that. Yeah, it sounds cute, it sounds Christmassy, it sounds like everything I want at this time of the year, so I'm gonna give that a go. So those are the books that I'm planning to read in December. Other than that, I'm just kind of gonna try and take a bit of a chill pill in terms of reading, and I've read a lot this year. I've read more this year than I probably ever have in my life combined, which is absolutely astonishing, and I'm super proud of myself for sticking with this hobby and trying to make something of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and relax a little bit and do some other things that I've been wanting to do. I've been getting into Netflix shows a lot recently, so I want to take a little bit of time out to just binge watch a whole bunch of shows and go out and see friends. And also it's coming up to that time of the year where I'm going to be working a lot. I'm working all through Christmas and New Year, which I'm absolutely gutted about, but what can I do? And I'm getting paid double time, so I can't complain too much, but work is definitely going to hinder my reading time, definitely. So I don't know if you'll see a lot of me for the next month or so, but I'll still be around, I'll still have a few videos, and I'm just going to try and chill and have a bit of fun. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you've read any of these books that I have mentioned in this video today, please leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts are on them, and if you have any Christmassy recommendations, I would really appreciate it, because I do want to read quite a few Christmassy books if I have the time, so I would always appreciate that as well. Please like this video if you obviously liked it. Click subscribe and hit the bell button if you want to see more from me in the future, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Thank you guys.